A number of things I'm going to try and talk through, but I'm going to talk through a vision that we have in terms of how businesses should really be trying to embrace some of the continuous audit, continuous monitoring technologies, and our views as Protiviti as to where a lot of these things stand and how people should be looking to progress some of these things and moving businesses forward over the coming years. And I'm going to step back as we go through this and do a number of things. I'm actually going to look back at SOX, and some of you in the room will say, not relevant to me. But I think it is relevant to everybody, because those that went through it learned an awful lot about their businesses, about the way they were managed, about some of the challenges of getting assurance over an IT control environment. And I think we can look a little bit at what they've learnt, what some of those organisations are now doing to respond to some of those challenges, to try and make this whole process more effective and ultimately more efficient. So we're going to go and look back at that, touch on something I call the General Computer Controls Challenge, which I think is something that we've found with quite a few organisations when they've actually tried to do things more efficiently. They've done it very effectively in parts of the business, but within the IT community and in the IT world have found it a lot harder to achieve. And I'm going to look at that and therefore touch on the vision. I've then got a lot of material on a lot of these slides, and that's partly because some of these materials will be made available to you through the Isaca website, and I think people find sometimes it useful to have some of that as a bit of a takeaway. I've also got a lot of content around what some of these applications do, which I'm conscious of time and how much time we do have, and therefore I will run through relatively quickly. But I'm more than happy to talk about them further, and it will give you a little bit more information once again if you do go to the presentation on the website. Finally, I'm going to come back to IT audit, and so I've looked at an awful lot of things about continuous monitoring technology and how organisations could be using it, and then actually stepping back and saying, well, what does this mean to the IT community and IT audit community in particular? Before I do that, I am going to do a very quick introduction to Protiviti and what we are about. Some people in the room may have heard of us, some people may not have heard of us. We're not as well known, certainly in the UK, as we are in some other countries around the world, and therefore I thought I'd just do a little quick introduction to just let you know a little bit more about who we are and what we're about. I am a managing director of the practice in the UK. I joined the business back in 2004 to start to get the practice in the UK up and running. And the origins of the practice were Anderson's risk consulting practice in the US. So when Anderson collapsed, the UK, myself, went into Deloitte's other